Welcome back to another build video, guys. So today I am super excited to be announcing that I'm going to be partnering with Redwood Outdoors, and we're going to be installing a barrel sauna right here in the middle of the woods. So this video is going to be breaking down exactly how I'm building the platform that the sauna is sitting on and sort of walking you through the whole process of getting power all the way out here from the home and getting everything set for the sauna arriving. First off, I'm going to show you guys where I'm going to be putting it relative to the house. So we're going to be coming off the deck right here. We're going to have some stairs coming off here. We might have them coming around the side over there. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll have stairs coming down and building a little cedar path through here. Then we're going to have the cedar path, so it's actually going to match the decking like that. It'll go around all of these mossy branches, so cool. And then we'll cut around right over to here. I was so sold on this spot because this right here is a bunch of fallen old growth trees, and the sauna is special in the sense that it has a panoramic glass window on the back end. So the general plan is to have 4 piers throughout here. So this right here is going to be the view that you see through the barrel window. So let's dive into the construction side of things. For the piers, we're going to be using these anchor brackets again. Got our sauna tube, got a 4-foot stick here. We're going to be cutting into 4 different sections and then setting them in the ground and pouring concrete. Now I've dug out probably like 12 to 18 inches deep in all these holes. I'm using my handy dandy laser. So what the laser does is it's shooting a perfect plane across here. So when I was digging down, I dig down far enough so that the laser is roughly like plus or minus 3/4 of an inch flush with the top of each of these tubes. So you can see I'm just over there. So when I'm pouring the concrete, I'll push this tube down a little bit to get it within like a 1/4 inch maybe. So as for the width placements, I place them about 60 inches, so 5 feet apart this way. So when I'm setting the runners, they'll hang a little bit over and a little bit over this way. They'll also run long this way, so there'll be a little bit of a platform to stand on before you actually enter the sauna. Also, I'm gonna drive out here today. I did the math on how many bags of concrete I hand mixed for this project. These 10 bags will get me to roughly over 200 bags hand mixed. Moral of the story, I'm buying a freaking concrete mixer on the next build. So something I've been doing when I pour the sauna tube now is I dig out a little bit around the base and I pour a slightly wetter batch of concrete. So it almost works as like a footing. So instead of just jamming the tube really tight to the walls, the concrete spreads out and creates like a footing, which is just like a bigger pad to press on the ground with, which disperses the load a little more. There we go. We have all 4 of the piers poured. This sauna tube I was a little bit short on, so it's been pouring out all around the bottom. It's fine when it comes down to it. It's just gonna make for a really good footing pad right there. So you can see the laser is right at the top of all of these sauna tubes. And I'm gonna let it sit for about a half hour until I set these guys in the concrete. So I screw the nuts up really high here, and then that way we have tons of the bolt actually sitting down in the concrete. So when these piers set and are loaded, I'm able to fine tune it just by screwing this down a little bit, and it'll push the washer down, therefore lifting this up. Let these guys set up for a little bit. I'll clean up all my garbage and we'll come back to setting these guys. It's been about 45 minutes now. We're running out of daylight, but I'm gonna be setting all of these anchors now. The plan is because the top of all these is roughly like 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch off of each other. I'm gonna do all the fine tuning and take the laser line that's shot and line it up with the top of these mounts here and then set it so the top of the laser is at the top of this bracket. It's just to tell me that it's on plane. We're pretty close there. We'll do all the fine tuning once all the concrete's hardened, but there's the first one, and let's go do it to the rest. All right, welcome back, day 2. So we are gonna be framing out the base for the platform here, and it has just started dumping rain, but I gotta get it done before this turns to snow. Yesterday we poured the piers, and today we're gonna be setting these 4x6 by 8 foot beam joists running over top so that all the load from the joist sits directly on top of these beams, which pushes down on the piers. So let's get to it. that we know that it's completely level, we can start setting the joists. The width is 8 feet wide. I'm gonna be setting some joists that are 10 feet long. So they'll stick out a little bit past these, but then they'll cantilever a little heavier on that side. Here are the joists. Boom, 10 feet long, okay. So I'm gonna set this first one, and it really doesn't matter exactly how I set it on these two beams. I just wanna make sure that the load is coming through the joist. First joist is set. I'm gonna set the other one on the other side, so all I have to do is just fill it in down the middle, set all my blocking. And because you can see the beams aren't perfectly parallel to each other just because I didn't dig the holes exactly perfect. So what we're gonna do is take the laser. We're gonna be taking these two lasers here, and they're actually gonna make a perfect X on the ground. I don't know if you can see that on my hand too. And that will pretty much be the corner. And I'll line this beam up with the end of the joist. I'll know that where this one ends is where the end of the joist on the other end has to go. And then we'll just fill it in down the line. That's actually kind of cool. All I gotta do is breathe. You can see the laser. So I'm lining up the laser here. You can see it right with the end. Last thing I gotta do to make sure everything is square is make sure that the dimension from outside here to outside there is the same on this side as it is on the end over there. And then I know that we're perfectly square. I'll do a dimension check corner to corner to make sure we're not like shifted and skewed. But yeah, we should be good. Yeah, so the blocking sits just like that. We'll screw it from the ends, stand the next joist up to it, line it up with the laser, and we just continue all the way down. All of the blocking has been installed. All the joists are running across. You can see this thing is like, it's rock solid again. I'm gonna add a fascia board here, which is actually a 2x10. So it's gonna be 8 feet by 10 inches tall, which will be 2 inches taller than here, because the boards that are going to sit on the outside here, making up a 2 decking board perimeter, are actually 5.5 inches tall. And I just wanted to have a little more meat to grab onto on the ends here. So I'm going to go set those 2 boards, and then I'm out of here. It's like 9:30 and I am freaking wiped. I got to be at work tomorrow. Welcome back to daytime. It's a little easier to see now, so I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Here's the whole platform. Like I was saying, we have some of the decking boards, so it's going to be the same decking that's over there. That's going to be sitting on top of these guys. We'll have a 36-inch wide path that leads all the way around there, and then I got to build some stairs coming down from the deck here. I'll probably trim up a few of these so you don't run into them when you're walking. This is going to be the view. It's going to be so stinking cool. So the edge of the barrel sauna will go out to the edge right here, and then it'll be a little bit in over there. But yeah, look at that. That's so pretty. I just poured the 4 8-inch piers. These outer 2 ones actually go, it's about a foot deep. But I packed it down and then set the tube on top, just like I was talking about with the footings. But then I pretty much just put these stair stringers that I got at Lowe's running all the way down here, and I'm gonna be shooting some 2x6s off and having piers meet them at the end all the way out to where the sauna is gonna go. That's gonna be the first bit of the pathway, and we're just gonna keep going all the way till we get to the platform over there. But what I'm gonna do is dig down a little bit here, only like a foot deep or something like that, so that this is a solid mounting point here. Welcome back to daytime. So I'll walk you through what I got done last night. Just this morning, I just went and clear coated all of these cedar decking boards. I actually did these ones last night and left them dry. Then over here, here's our little stairs, which now that it's been 12 hours, we can kick out these supports. Look at that, it holds it. Those are just temporary while the concrete was drying. But then we'll have decking run all the way along here. And I'll turn the corner here. I still gotta put a couple more fillers in here. But then we work our way over here. Concrete set up pretty well. But then we'll have 1, 2, 3, and then that's gonna be the view. So now that I got the path done, before I actually start putting on the decking boards, I dug this trench. I only dug it a couple inches deep because it's just gonna run the line going out to the sauna. So you can see right over here, is a 3/4 inch conduit line, and it actually runs out under the house and then shoots up into the electrical panel. And I'm gonna shoot it at this 45 until it gets under the path, and then I'm just gonna route it directly underneath and then stub it up underneath the sauna. To mention, one of the most important steps is making sure that you're actually pulling the line through as you're feeding the pipe. Tonight, when I was in Lowe's buying all this Schedule 40 piping, there was an old guy that walked by me and he goes, "Always buy one more fitting than you think you need," which he was totally right. I didn't anticipate this extra corner, but yeah, it's kind of cute. We're gonna stub this thing up. Let's call it like right about here, because the feet for the sauna are gonna sit like one here, and I don't want this to be seen from the other side because I'll be taking like the money shot photos coming this way and also this way. So yeah, you don't want to see any gray electrical stuff. Okay, so there's the little electrical box. You can see I got the pull string all the way through for later this week when the electricians are out. And then you got my routing going all the way over here. It routes under, goes under the house, and then tags back into the electrical panel. I think you can actually see it right, nope, right there. So I just installed the cedar decking on the treads over by the staircase. We're gonna start setting these decking boards and just running them all the way across here. And you can see I put my Trex decking tape down. That just makes it so that these boards don't have water sitting directly on top of them. It just makes all the boards last longer. For the decking boards, so that I don't have any screws on top of the actual deck where water can sit down and slowly rot away at the boards, I use these screw tool combo deal. So pretty much how this works is I take this camo tool, I squeeze this handle so it wraps around the board, push it in like that so you see it's sitting right up against the board. You take their fancy little screws, one in there, one in there, so it shoots it in at 45, and then one in there, one in there, and you can see those screws are completely concealed and there's no screws on top of the board. Okay, so fast forward a couple days and I've finished laying all of the decking along this whole path, which was kind of brutal because there were a couple days that it was raining really bad and I was just out here grinding in the downpouring rain. But it was also kind of peaceful at the same time. We had a thunderstorm roll through and we like never get thunder out here in the Pacific Northwest, and it reminded me of growing up in Chicago. The path looks great. There's this little archway that you walk under when you're going out to the sauna. Anyways, I really appreciate if you guys can like this video and subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we're gonna be building the Redwood Outdoors barrel sauna that looks out into this crazy view, and I'm so excited to take you guys on that journey. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace.